what I had to say, and y'all don't forget to go over there and tell Shamar that Miss Netta said if I smoked cocaine that night, excuse me, yeah, that was cocaine. If I, if I smoked cocaine that night, we all smoked it. Okay.
What happens when the pursuit of online fame erases the boundaries between authenticity and exploitation? Imagine a world where every claim, every skit, and every personal moment is not only lived, but meticulously crafted and broadcasted to millions, often at the expense of truth and dignity.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, did you hear that crunch? Did they hear that crunch, Charles? Turn that chicken on the other side, let them hear that crunch. I'm gonna be quiet. Let me hear. Oh, that's crunch, that's what I'm talking about.
This is the unsettling reality of Miss Netta and Charles, a TikTok duo whose rise to viral stardom has been overshadowed by a troubling pattern of deceptions, manipulation, and disregard for their audience's trust. Miss Netta and Charles first captured the internet's attention in 2020 with their lighthearted "Charles, your lunch is ready" skits, portraying a relatable, humorous dynamic that resonated with millions.
Charles, your lunch is ready. Let me pull out this chair for my king. Yeah. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Netta, the outspoken lead, and Charles, her quieter counterpart, built a following by presenting themselves as everyday people who struck it big through social media hustle. Their content, initially centered around comedic domestic scenes, promised authenticity, a glimpse into a working-class couple's life with a touch of exaggerated flair.
We don't take food stamps. I'm not sure what to tell you.
Well, baby, could you tell me why you don't take no food stamps?
Because food stamps you have to use for food, not medication.
Well, baby,
However, as their platform grew, so did the cracks in their carefully curated image. What began as genuine entertainment has devolved into a spectacle of fabricated wealth, inflammatory rhetoric, and questionable ethics, raising serious concerns about the toll their content takes on their audience and themselves. At the heart of this controversy is a series of financial claims that have left viewers skeptical and disillusioned. Netta frequently boasted of earning $40,000 a month from their online ventures, painting a picture of lavish wealth and success, saying they've got millions of views to suggest that their viral status translated to financial stability.
Instagram and YouTube paid off Friday. So now, talk about the $15,000 I got in my account. Yeah, that part. 5, 10, 15. Facebook done start lacking up on their money and stuff. They ain't paying as big like they used to. So yes, that part too. And Instagram, they lack on their money. They've been lacking on their money. They don't pay good as they used to be. But YouTube did a very big thing for Miss Netta and Charles this month. So.
Yet in a revealing moment during a 2023 live stream, Charles admitted their savings amounted to just $1,500, with a credit card limit of $400. A stark contrast to their earlier claims.
I gotta pay your car now. Yeah, today. That's what you calling me for now. But that's gonna come out of our savings, gonna knock us down. And you have the 15.
Shit. Man.
15 take away 7 take away 15. 7 take away 15 is 600.
Alright. Well, I'll just leave that there.
Netta dismissed the discrepancy as a skit, saying that they were being funny and are content creators who would do say anything for the audience's attention.
I say, okay, they said you said you got $1,500 savings on your live. I know what I said and it's getting repeated. That's what I said. I said, y'all know Miss Netta say a lot of things. So y'all don't know if I'm telling the truth, or y'all don't know if I'm being funny.
But the admission sparked widespread criticism. Every time he gets exposed, it's a skit, one user commented on TikTok, echoing a sentiment shared across their platforms. Viewers began to question whether their displays of wealth, prop stacks of cash, boasts of paid bills, were staged for entertainment, a tactic that felt manipulative to fans who had invested in their story. This pattern of deception extends beyond finances. Netta and Charles also faced backlash over an incident at the BET Awards, where they were allegedly detained by security for attempting to leave without paying their bar tab. Netta insisted on a subsequent live stream that the transaction went through, emphasizing that they were released after presenting a receipt. While they avoided legal consequences, the incident damaged their credibility. What flabbers my gasted is the fact that you already in LA and you still asking questions. If you invited to be on the red carpet and it was definite, then you would have had a schedule to abide by, a TikTok user noted, highlighting the growing perception that their public persona was false and a facade. The event, widely discussed on X and TikTok, underscored a troubling willingness to prioritize clout over accountability, a theme that permeates their content. Perhaps the most damaging controversy is Netta's history of inflammatory statements, particularly those targeting her black audience. In a series of live streams, she expressed admiration for white women, claiming they were smarter and more successful, remarks that alienated her core demographic. Obviously, you didn't take advantage of an education. You could be more smart. There are a lot of well-educated black women. You do your race a disservice by thinking that or saying that, one user posted, reflecting a broader sentiment of betrayal. The hashtag #NoMoreNetta trended briefly, with fans criticizing her for undermining the community that elevated her. Netta's response, dismissing critics as jealous and too sensitive, only fueled the backlash. This controversy, documented by outlets like Baller Alert, marked a turning point, with many viewers questioning the authenticity of her advocacy and the ethics of her content creation. Netta's foray into music has further amplified concerns about her priorities. In 2024, she released a rap song titled Growing, promoted with fervent enthusiasm on live streams. The name of the song is Growing, she announced, as if anticipating widespread demand. However, the track was met with lukewarm reception, with critics on TikTok describing it as rushed and lacking flow.
Ask me what the name of the song is called, Growing. So that's the name of the song, Growing.
The song's low-budget production and Netta's insistence on its potential felt performative to viewers, who suggested it was another ploy for attention rather than a genuine artistic endeavor. The announcement of meet and greets in cities like St. Louis, where Netta urged fans to come eat with Miss Netta and Charles, drew similar skepticism. The duo's reliance on clickbait has also drawn scrutiny.
One thing I can tell y'all is that majority of y'all wish have came true. I'm tired of dealing with it. It's too much. So if I can't get 2,000 people on this live, then y'all won't know. Everybody else can do it. So if I can't do it, then y'all won't know. I'm finna go and continue fixing me my breakfast, okay? I don't know if y'all getting a hint or not, but I'm finna go and fix my breakfast for me this morning. So, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a second, share this live, get the people on here, get the talking in the comments, and tell them that Miss Netta got something to say. And in order for Miss Netta to say it, then we gotta get these people on here. So I need my 2,000 people. If I can't get 2,000 people on here and I get 1 million views and stuff, then I don't know.
Netta frequently overshares personal details, temporary veneers, alleged power outages, even their home address to sustain engagement. The explanation, delivered with defensive fervor, only invited more questions. Why share your address with people who don't even like you? A Reddit user remarked, highlighting the reckless nature of their content strategy. This oversharing, coupled with clickbait titles and staged drama, has led viewers to believe that Netta and Charles prioritize views over privacy and integrity, a pattern that mirrors the exploitative tendencies seen in other influencer controversies. Charles, often portrayed as Netta's supportive partner, is not without fault. His admissions of financial struggles and cryptic comments about stability, not riches, have fueled speculation about his role in their dynamic.
Mr. Rich, I'm playing Mr. Stable. I got stability, so I'm good. Stability. Exactly. Stability on my side, so I'm good.
Charles is shady, letting her crash and burn for views, one Reddit user suggested, pointing to moments where he appeared complicit in Netta's exaggerations. Their relationship, marked by rumored breakups and public arguments, adds another layer of concern. Charles is my husband, Netta declared on Live, yet fans question whether their dynamic is genuine or staged for content. The uncertainty surrounding their partnership raises questions about the emotional toll of their relentless pursuit of fame.
You know, social media is going to talk and say what they want to talk. You know, I had a lady that ran up to me and Piggly Wiggly just asked me, where Charles at? I said, Charles at home, congrats. She's like, he at home? I said, yes, he's at home. She's like, I thought y'all wasn't together no more. I said, that's why you don't listen to everything you see on TikTok, on these damn sites.
As we'll explore, the true cost of Miss Netta and Charles' content lies in the erosion of trust and authenticity. Their willingness to fabricate wealth, exploit cultural identities, and manipulate viewer emotions has transformed their platform from relatable to reprehensible. The pursuit of clout has come at the expense of their dignity and the well-being of their audience, many of whom feel deceived by the duo's actions. From the BET Awards incident to the racist remarks that fractured their fan base, each controversy reveals a deeper issue: the commodification of personal life for online validation. Ultimately, their story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of prioritizing fame over integrity in the unforgiving world of social media. To fully grasp the troubling trajectory of Miss Netta and Charles' online presence, we have to examine the roots of their platform and the elements that initially propelled them into prominence. Their ascent began sometime in 2020, amidst the global rise of TikTok, when short-form comedic content became a cultural lifeline during the pandemic. Netta had her bold personality and theatrical delivery, while Charles, her understated yet complimentary partner, capitalized on this moment with their meal skits.
Charles! Yes? Your sloppy Netta, chicken sloppy Netta is ready. You didn't say nothing bad.
Thank you, Queen.
You welcome.
I said yes.
Okay. Well, let's see what this gonna be like.
Okay.
They seen it. Okay. Sloppy Netta.
These videos, often filmed in their modest home, showcased Netta preparing meals with exaggerated flair, while Charles responded with subtle humor, creating a dynamic that resonated widely. Their content felt like a peek into a real household. Some early supporters noted on TikTok that they were funny, capturing the appeal of their seemingly unscripted approach. By late 2020, their videos were garnering millions of views, and their live streams attracted thousands of viewers eager to interact with the couple's engaging banter. Netta and Charles initially positioned themselves as relatable figures, working-class individuals who had leveraged social media to achieve unexpected success. "We ain't begging nobody for money. We still on top," Netta stated in a live stream, a message that struck a chord with audiences drawn to their apparent authenticity.
And we still good and we still on top. Just like I keep trying to tell people, like, oh, Miss Netta and Charles are broke now. Never have we been broke. So I know.
Their content focused on domestic humor, featuring skits about cooking, household routines, and lighthearted disputes, offering a refreshing contrast to the curated perfection of other influencers. This relatability, combined with Netta's commanding presence, cultivated a loyal following, particularly among Black audiences who connected with the cultural nuances in their humor. Yet even during this period of rapid growth, there were indications that their pursuit of fame might compromise their commitment to authenticity. Netta's frequent claims of substantial wealth began to draw skepticism, particularly as their visible living conditions, a modest trailer home as seen in videos, contradicted her assertions. In a 2021 live stream, she claimed they earned $40,000 a month from TikTok and YouTube, a figure that seemed improbable given the monetization constraints of social media platforms.
$10 and $20 and $30,000 that they giving us. Y'all know we make it. Content creators that's on here, y'all know we top out sometime with $10, $20, $30, and $40,000 a month. But I don't want to make that. I want to make hundreds of thousands a month. That's what I want to make.
He makes $30,000 and wears knockoff clothes and face still looks like that, a user pointed out. citing petty analysis of the kind of life that they lived didn't reflect the income they claimed to be making. These early exaggerations, initially perceived as playful hyperbole, laid the groundwork for the financial controversies that would later erode their credibility. Equally concerning was their growing reliance on clickbait tactics to maintain audience engagement. Netta began sharing intimate personal details, such as health updates and financial anecdotes, in a manner that felt excessive to some viewers. "I'm getting temporary teeth," she announced in a 2022 live stream, a disclosure that many found unnecessary.
5 o'clock, we leaving. So, y'all come out here, show some support for King of Soul out here, St. Louis, Missouri, South Florence. Y'all come out here. Y'all eat with Miss Netta and Charles. Y'all be drunk. Y'all, this is the best time to catch us. Because just like I said, when Charles drinking, he say some crazy stuff, and Charles was like, that's my husband. Yes. So we out here. So why you talking with your tongue? Because I got a tongue. I used to have a tongue ring in my mouth. Y'all, I done had a tongue ring for like 20 years. I don't have it no more. So it's don't worry about all that. Stop worrying about what I'm talking with my tongue for, baby. I'm getting veneers, so I got temporary teeth in our mouth. We both got temporary. We have veneers in our mouth. Don't worry about all that.
These revelations, often accompanied by sensationalized titles like "We Almost Lost It All," suggested a deliberate strategy to exploit personal moments for views, a practice that would intensify over time. Their live streams, once a cornerstone of fan interaction, also began to expose troubling dynamics. Netta's responses to viewer inquiries grew increasingly defensive, with accusations of hating or jealousy directed at those who questioned her claims. Charles, while less vocal, occasionally undermined Netta's narratives, as seen in his admission of their limited savings, which contrasted sharply with her boasts. These interactions hinted at a partnership strained by the demands of public performance, a dynamic that would become a focal point of scrutiny. By 2022, the seeds of controversy, sown through exaggerated claims and clickbait strategies, were beginning to take root. Fans and critics alike started to question the authenticity of their content, setting the stage for the major scandals that would unravel their platform. From financial discrepancies to inflammatory remarks, the early signs of their ethical lapses would soon escalate, transforming their image from viral sensations to cautionary figures in the influencer landscape. The financial claims made by Miss Netta and Charles stand as one of the most significant and damaging controversies in their online career, transforming their image from relatable entertainers to figures of skepticism and distrust. Central to their brand was the assertion of substantial wealth, a narrative that Netta aggressively promoted as early as 2021. During live streams, she frequently boasted of earning $40,000 a month from their TikTok and YouTube content, a figure she presented as evidence of their success. "We got millions of views," she declared, waving prop stacks of cash and claiming their viral status had translated into financial prosperity. This portrayal of affluence, often accompanied by assertions of paid bills and a luxurious lifestyle, resonated with some fans who admired their apparent rags-to-riches story.
A lot of people don't know the amount of money that these social media people pay us. But he make more than doctors and lawyers. I promise to God. And if y'all do y'all research and see the amount of money that we make doing social media, we can make up to $40,000, $50,000 for a month. I kid you not, I promise you. So we make good money. These social, special TikTok and Facebook. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Special YouTube and Facebook, they pay the most. TikTok is at the bottom. No, they're not at the very bottom. Instagram is at the bottom of the totem pole. They pay way less. TikTok pay, that's why I was like, everybody was like, "Oh, Miss Netta, you losing that bag off TikTok." I wasn't worried about that little $2,000 on TikTok. That's a lot of money to some people, but when you go to the website and you get $10,000 and $15,000 and $20,000 a month, $2,000 is like chump change. And I was like,
However, these claims began to unravel in 2023, when a pivotal moment during a live stream exposed the fragility of their financial facade. In a candid exchange, Charles accidentally revealed that their savings amounted to just $1,500, with a credit card limit of $400. Figures that starkly contradicted Netta's earlier boasts of monthly earnings in the tens of thousands.
I gotta pay your car now. Yeah, today. That's what you calling me for now. But that's finna come out of our savings, finna knock us down. And we have the 15.
Shit. Man.
Take away 7, take away 15. I mean, 7 take away 15 is 600.
Alright. Well, I'll just leave that there. Let's say, what about my credit card? Use that. Or use,
Baby, you don't have your credit card ain't $100.
don't, well, I'm just gonna say take a little bit out that.
You don't. Your credit card ain't even $400, huh? How much you done? Did you lie?
No, no.
Did you lie? Okay.
No. Matter of fact, don't worry about that. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
The admission, seemingly unintended, sparked immediate backlash from viewers who had believed in their story of wealth. But another narrative was also brought forward by a commenter on TikTok who said it was a publicity stunt. Because Joe Netta asked was he lived, he said no, but did his head in a yes, and Joe Netta kept talking. It's definitely staged for views because Joe Netta watches Charles like a hawk. Netta's dismissal of the discrepancy as a typo skit also failed to quell the skepticism that erupted online. The incident, widely discussed on social media, marked a turning point as audiences began to question the authenticity of the couple's entire persona. The financial controversy took a drastic turn when now debunked rumors of their crowdfunding efforts raised further ethical concerns. According to an unsubstantiated rumor, Netta allegedly solicited donations from fans to address house foreclosures and other financial hardships, claims that conflicted with her public assertions of wealth. She's begging for $30 shoutouts while saying she's rich, one user noted, pointing to live streams where Netta offered personalized shoutouts for small payments.
I ain't begging for $30. I'm just telling y'all to give it to me and then I can get up off of here for the day. I ain't begging for it. I got $30. Hold on, let me see. Do I got $30 in my purse? I know I got 30. Hold on. I think I got $30 in my purse. Let me see. Do I got $30 in this purse? Yeah, I don't got to beg for $30. I got $30. Hold on. What I got to beg for $30 for? I got $30. Here you go. That was a 50 for you. I got that there. Yeah. I got another one too. I got and I got another one, but we ain't gonna go through all that. I don't get on here showing all my money and stuff to y'all. But I know I got more than $30. So I don't gotta beg for $30. And it's the first of the month. So I know they got the money for y'all, but to send me them damn $30. Well, I don't need $30 no more. I need 22. Now I'm down to $22. And I get up off here.
These actions suggested a pattern of exploiting fan loyalty for financial gain, a tactic that many viewers found manipulative. While no legal evidence of fraud has been documented, the rumors fueled speculation and eroded trust among their audience. Adding to the controversy were Netta's defensive responses to criticism, which further alienated her fan base. During live streams, she dismissed skeptics as haters and jealous, insisting that she pays her bills every month: car, mortgage, lights. Yet these assertions were undermined by additional disclosures, such as rumors that their electricity had been cut off due to a tree falling on a pole. The incident intensified scrutiny of their financial claims, as viewers began to view their content as a carefully orchestrated performance rather than a reflection of reality. The public's reactions to these deceptions was swift and unforgiving. On platforms like Reddit and X, fans who had once celebrated Netta and Charles as relatable figures expressed disillusionment, with many calling for accountability. The hashtag #NoMoreNetta, initially sparked by later controversies, gained traction in discussion of their financial claims, with some users labeling the couple as a bunch of grifters. These reactions, documented in online forums, underscored the broader implications of their actions, the erosion of trust between influencers and their audiences. From an ethical perspective, the financial deceptions raise serious questions about the responsibilities of content creators. By presenting a fabricated image of wealth, Netta and Charles not only misled their audience, but also perpetuated harmful stereotypes about success and social media stardom. Their actions suggest a willingness to exploit the aspirations of their followers, many of whom viewed their story as inspirational. As this controversy unfolded, it set the stage for further scandals that would compound the duo's fall from grace. The financial lies exposed by Charles' admission and amplified by fan backlash were not isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern of behavior that included inflammatory remarks and reckless content strategies. These deceptions not only fractured their fan base, but also highlighted the personal and professional costs of their relentless pursuit of online validation, a theme that would become increasingly evident in their subsequent actions. The financial deceptions that eroded Miss Netta and Charles' credibility were only the beginning of a series of public missteps that further tarnished their reputation. Among the most publicized of these was an incident at the BET Awards, where the couple's attempt to project an image of celebrity status backfired spectacularly, resulting in their alleged detention by security and a wave of online criticism. This event crystallized the growing perception that their pursuit of clout consistently outstripped their regard for accountability, offering a stark example of the ethical lapses that have come to define their online presence. According to accounts, Netta and Charles attended the BET Awards in Los Angeles, an event known for celebrating Black excellence in entertainment. Their presence at the high-profile gathering was framed as a milestone, with Netta boasting on live streams about their rising status. "We're going to the BET," she declared prior to the event, suggesting their viral fame had earned them a place among industry elites.
Can y'all believe this? Can y'all believe Miss Netta and Charles might even have a chance of going on the BET Awards, performing? What y'all think about that?
However, their behavior at the awards suggested a disconnect between their self-perception and reality. First of all, they didn't actually attend the BET Awards show. They claimed prior to the event that they were invited and they could even perform, which was very unlikely because they only have one song. They didn't get on the red carpet either. They only met with people at what could only be described as the lobby of the hotel venue. There they took some pictures with other possible attendees and whatnot, trying to act like they belonged there. After realizing that they were not going to be able to get in for the actual awards ceremony, they decided to sit at the bar for a few drinks before heading home. Reports allege that the couple attempted to leave a venue bar without paying their tab, prompting security to intervene. The situation escalated to the point of their temporary detention, an incident that quickly became fodder for online commentary. Netta addressed the incident in a subsequent live stream, insisting that the situation was a misunderstanding.
So this guy came to us and he was telling us, he said, hey, he was like, I know y'all's situation. He's like, I'm going to get y'all some passes and stuff to go into the BET Awards. So I'm like, that's what he told Charles. So Charles told me about it. I'm like, so how much he talking about he won't? And Charles like, he said it was free. I said, oh boy. I said, come on, well, let's go sit down and have us some drink. I said, that's a scam. We don't got time for that. So we went up to the bar. We went to the bar. And this is where the drinks came in at. I didn't have my purse. I left at the hotel. I didn't bring purses and all that stuff. I was dressed to kill, if you understand me. I don't care what y'all got to say or whatever. I ain't going to see y'all comment, so it don't matter. I was dressed to kill. I thought I was. So I didn't bring no purse with me. So I was like, so Charles had his phone, and Charles had Google Pay. So Charles asked the bartender, do they accept Google Pay? And the bartender said, yes, we accept Google Pay. So I ordered a drink, Charles ordered a drink. Charles gave the man the phone to do the Google Pay. Boom, it went through. We got our drink. We went and sat down. So I don't know what everybody talking about. We was begging for drinks or whatever. So we went out, drank, and sit down. So the guy came back to us that was talking about he was gonna get us the passes, and he was like, hey, he was like, I'm gonna have some drinks sent to y'all table or whatever, and he was like, he like had some drinks into y'all table and whatever, and I was like, well, what are you having to send to the table? And he was like, just some regular drink. He said something with some coconut in it. I said, well, we don't drink that or whatever. We can buy our own drinks. You know, we don't need no drinks. Nobody to buy our drinks. So he's like, well, what do y'all want to drink? I said, well, I can get a margarita, and Charles, well, I forgot he got a margarita too with Jose Cuervo, and so he brought that over to the table, so we was drinking that. So the guy leaves from the table again. And so we just still sitting at the table drinking our drinks. Everybody's still coming up, taking pictures and all that. Y'all see them all over social media, so we got a lot of pictures. Everybody was taking pictures and all that other stuff. So that. So after that, I told Carlos. Carlos said, I said, so what time the BET Award? What time do they start going in for the BET Awards? And Carlos said 5 o'clock. So I said, we'll stay here to 5 o'clock. And if nothing happens between 5 o'clock, then we're going to leave. Because at that time, my feet were hurting with these shoes on. The dress was super tight. Y'all know y'all seen it. But the dress was super tight. Like, I'm just uncomfortable. And I'm just be ready to go. So 5 o'clock hit. We get up from the bar. We walk out to the side, to the front. We get in our Uber and we leave and we go to the hotel. Now, anything else that was said that Hillary was saying about me being detained, going up to the door, acting a fool, drunk, and all that other stuff, like some type of crazy monkey, being detained, that never happened. We never went to the BET door. We never went to the BET door. We never was out begging for drinks. None of the stuff that this thing on social media, this thing is on social media said is true about me and Charles at this BET Award. She's been fabricating whole stories, talking about Charles got probation, Charles don't supposed to be out of town, but we study out of town, going city to city, state to state, putting all of it on social media, but Charles is on probation. No, try it again. Look Rolandis Alexander up. He's not on no probation. He can go wherever he wants to.
She explains that they weren't able to get a pass into the BET Awards, so they were at the lobby waiting to see if they could get one at the last minute. And while waiting, they decided to sit at a bar and get drinks, which they did. The drinks were brought, they drank, and when it hit 5 o'clock, they upped and left. She says that all the allegations of them being detained for not paying a tab was false, and nothing of such happened. Also adding information on a woman who she believes is the person responsible for spreading these negative rumors about her and Charles.
Somebody sent me some information saying that Hillary real name is Hillary Walls. She from Washington. She was in prison for fraud. She's in prison for fraud. You know, she got this man that this is the whole thing is all about. She said we stole her fame. Baby,
She also went on to add that the BET Awards show ratings for that night was the highest. Went on to attribute that success to her and Charles wanting to be there. Everybody wanted to see Netta and Charles on that BET red carpet and stage, she said in Delusion.
I promise you I can't. But do y'all know that the BET Awards had the highest ratings in years, 2024. And the only reason that the rating was high, baby, because y'all can see it yourself. Y'all can see it your damn self. Y'all can see it your damn self. Everybody was wanting to see Miss Netta and Charles on that damn BET red carpet and BET Sunday.
While the couple faced no legal repercussions, the damage to their public image was significant. The incident was perceived not as an innocent error, but as an attempt to flaunt a lifestyle they could not sustain. On TikTok, users echoed this critique, with many calling her out for lying and trying to act out what the public's reaction underscored a broader disillusionment with the couple's authenticity, particularly in light of their recent financial controversies. They also pointed to how deluded Netta had to be to insist the award ratings were due to her. The BET Awards incident was particularly damaging because it played out in a high-visibility context, amplifying its impact on their reputation. Unlike their livestream gaffes, which could be dismissed by loyal fans, this event unfolded in a public setting attended by industry figures. making it impossible to downplay. Netta's claim of having a celebrity status, reinforced by her earlier assertion that real celebrities were following their content, was directly contradicted by this behavior, which suggested a lack of financial and social capital they claimed to possess. The incident became a turning point, as even some of their staunchest supporters began to question their credibility. From an ethical standpoint, the BET Awards fiasco raises significant concerns about the lengths to which Netta and Charles were willing to go to maintain their public persona. Their attempt to project wealth and status, despite evidence to the contrary, suggests a deliberate manipulation of their audience's perceptions. By attending a prestigious event and behaving in a manner that invited scrutiny, they risked not only their own reputation, but also the trust of fans who had invested emotionally and financially in their story. The incident also highlighted a pattern of prioritizing clout over accountability, a recurring theme in their content strategy that would resurface in later controversies. Netta's response to the backlash did little to mitigate the damage. Rather than acknowledging the incident as a misstep, she doubled down on her narrative of success, framing the alleged events of that night as propaganda orchestrated by detractors. This defensive posture, consistent with her reactions to financial criticisms, alienated viewers who sought transparency. She could have just apologized, but instead she's acting like the victim, a fan observed, pointing to a lack of accountability that further eroded her credibility. Ultimately, the BET Awards fiasco serves as a microcosm of the broader issues that have come to define Miss Netta and Charles' online career, a relentless pursuit of fame that overrides considerations of integrity and authenticity. By attempting to project an image of celebrity status they could not sustain, they not only invited public scrutiny, but also deepened the rift with their audience. The public humiliation of the BET Awards incident marked a significant blow to Miss Netta and Charles' credibility, but it was their subsequent inflammatory remarks that inflicted the most profound damage to their online platform, fracturing their relationship with their core audience. Central to this controversy were Netta's statements, made during a series of live streams in 2023, in which she expressed admiration for white women, claiming they were smarter and more successful than others.
And I ain't reading them, and I know y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all. Those that love me, I love y'all more. And those that don't love me, f*** you, okay? I don't care. Keep talking about me. That's the only thing. And another thing.
These remarks, directed at her predominantly black fan base, were perceived as a profound betrayal, sparking widespread outrage and accelerating the couple's decline from viral stars to figures of public scorn. This episode, more than any other, exposed the ethical peril of their content creation, revealing a disregard for the cultural community that had propelled their rise. Netta's comments emerged during live streams where she discussed success and personal aspirations. "I'd rather be a white woman. They're smarter, they're winning," she stated, framing her remarks as an observation of societal advantages. However, the delivery and context, shared casually with a black audience that had embraced her as a relatable figure, rendered the statements deeply offensive.
This is to all the black African-American women. Listen at me and listen at me clearly. If you don't want me coming for you, then just stop coming for me, okay? And then you want to put it out there, Miss Netta don't like black women, but that's what she's trying to be. No, it's not. I ain't trying to be no motherfucking black woman. Because I can say some of the baddest things about some black-ass women that I know. So hell no, I ain't trying to be no black woman. If that's the case, I want to be a white woman. Because they more smarter. Because y'all act so damn ignorant and act like y'all don't know how to get it. And y'all just then you want to sit up and want shit given to you all the damn time, but then you want to cry about it.
The backlash was immediate and intense, with fans expressing their dismay. "I'm a black woman, and I supported her, but I'm done," one user posted, encapsulating the sense of betrayal felt by many. The hashtag #NoMoreNetta, initially used in response to financial controversies, surged again in popularity, becoming a rallying cry for those who felt Netta had turned her back on the community that had elevated her. "She built her brand on black fans and then disrespected us," another user wrote, highlighting the cultural disconnect at the heart of the controversy. One creator even went on to duet the video and call on black women to cut her off, stop viewing her stuff, and mute her on all platforms, saying the white women that she so admired can do that for her henceforth.
Clearly, you don't know the power of black women when we unite. This is my call to all black women. Block, don't share, don't comment, don't view. You can filter your content to not have to see anything with her name. Let the white women back you, and let's see how far you get. I am pissed off. I cannot let somebody of such low class get me out of character. Black women, unite. Let's do what we have to do. We done it before. Let's do it again.
The remarks were particularly damaging because they undermined the cultural authenticity that had been a cornerstone of Netta and Charles' appeal. Their Charles, Your Lunch is Ready skits had resonated with black audiences through humor rooted in shared experiences, positioning the couple as figures who celebrated their heritage. Netta's comments, by contrast, were seen as a rejection of that identity, prioritizing a racially charged narrative that alienated her supporters. The controversy, amplified by discussions on platforms like our TikTok Gossip, marked a turning point, as fans who had once viewed Netta as an empowering figure began to see her as opportunistic and disloyal. Netta's response to the backlash only deepened the divide. Rather than offering an apology or engaging in meaningful dialogue, she once again dismissed her critics as jealous and too sensitive, a tactic consistent with her handling of previous controversies. She claims she doesn't care what they think of her, she declared on a live stream, doubling down on her remarks and framing the outrage as unwarranted. This defensive posture was only met with further criticism. She could have taken accountability, but instead she's gaslighting us, a TikTok comment read, reflecting the frustration of fans who sought sincerity. The refusal to acknowledge the harm of her statements was perceived as a further betrayal, cementing the perception that Netta prioritized her ego over her audience's trust. The cultural impact of Netta's remarks extended beyond immediate fan reactions, raising broader questions about the responsibilities of influencers who build platforms on specific communities. By disparaging the black women who formed the backbone of her audience, Netta not only alienated her fan base, but also contributed to harmful stereotypes about race and success. The controversy highlighted a pattern of insensitivity that clashed with the inclusive image the couple had initially cultivated, further eroding their credibility. The fallout from this controversy was evident in the couple's declining engagement metrics. Where their live streams had once drawn thousands of viewers, they dropped to mere hundreds by late 2023, a trend attributed in large part to the racist remarks. Black fans were her biggest supporters, and she pushed them away, an ex-user remarked, linking the backlash to a tangible loss of audience. The No More Netta hashtag continued to gain traction, with users sharing Netta's comments and urging others to unfollow. This mass disengagement underscored the severity of the cultural betrayal, as fans who had once celebrated the couple's humor now viewed them as symbols of disloyalty. From an ethical perspective, Netta's remarks and her subsequent refusal to engage constructively with her audience raised significant concerns about the role of influencers as cultural figures. By leveraging a black audience to build her platform and then make statements that devalued that community, Netta exploited the trust and loyalty of her supporters for personal gain. This behavior mirrors broader issues in influencer culture, where authenticity is often sacrificed for attention, regardless of the harm caused. The controversy also exposed the fragility of her partnership with Charles, who remained largely silent during the backlash, prompting speculation about his complicity. The inflammatory remarks and their aftermath represent a critical juncture in Miss Netta and Charles' story, illustrating the profound consequences of disregarding the cultural foundations of their platform. By alienating their core audience, they not only accelerated their decline, but also set the stage for further missteps that would compound their reputational damage. Which brings us to Netta's saga with the people of Jamaica. A couple of years back, Netta and Charles took a little vacation to Jamaica, a really low-key affair that many didn't even get to hear about, until Miss Netta made a video one day narrating her experience on the trip. And a point that really struck the chords of the Jamaican people was when she spoke about the meals she had while on the trip and how they tasted. She said, "We went to Jamaica, and I can say Jamaican food is disgusting." She even added that the KFC they had there was equally bad.
We went to Jamaica, and I can say that Jamaica food was disgusting. I couldn't get with it. I couldn't get with it. You know, so even they fried chicken at their little generic KFC wasn't even good to me, but Jamaican food just gave me a whole different taste.
This was not just an attack on the people of Jamaica and their native meals, but a full-blown attack on their culture. A very similar situation to her fallout with black women. And just like their American counterparts, the Jamaicans were not going to accept such slander on them and their culture lying down. Soon enough, the clip of her negative remarks on their meals got to the Jamaicans, and there was almost instantly a barrage of people duetting her video and giving her a piece of their mind.
Netta. Peanut cake face, Netta. Not even fucking peanut cake. Your favor. Ben Grimm in a Fantastic Four. I got talk about Jamaican food disgusting. And to add insult to injury, I got talk about KSC. Clout. Jamaicans are going to finish you on social media. And I'm here waiting to see it.
Most of them just had some mean things to say to her after the disrespectful remark that she made about their food. But others took their time to pick apart their story and bring to light why they had such a bad experience with the food.
You can't go to Jamaica in a 2-star hotel, which is basically a motel, and say Jamaican food is nasty.
We didn't go to a motel.
We went to
That's like a motel, I said. It's a 2-star hotel. So you can't go to a 2-star hotel, which is basically a motel for Jamaica, and test their food out and say it's nasty.
So the Decameron is a 2-star hotel.
What?
The Decameron.
Yeah, you gotta go to somewhere like Grand Bahia or Sandals or something like that, like the good hotels, and then try the food and then come back again. Y'all need to do that trip over
that wasn't
and
our,
go to the local shops and try some real Jamaican food, and then come back and give us our apology. We're not gonna let up on y'all.
Well, it doesn't matter about the letting up. I'm not coming on here for nobody to let up on me. I was just coming out here to give you guys my apology and hear y'all part and let y'all hear my part. It doesn't matter how this been going on for me all year with the bashing, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to save some of y'all people for y'all mental, because it's not doing nothing to me.
But you also have to. Okay, I understand you don't care about the let up. They're not gonna let up, so you just gotta accept it. If you put out a video, apologize and leave it at that, because they're not gonna stop.
I did. I put
People
up
from the Caribbean, we're ruthless. We're not gonna stop.
And Americans are too.
No, I don't think y'all could compare it to the Caribbean peoples. It's not gonna be done with.
Listen, she's right. Some Jamaicans, they're misunderstood. I've been around them sometimes, so yeah.
But but that was my whole idea of getting on here. I wasn't getting on here to fuss and argue with nobody. I was just getting on here to hear their side and let them hear my side, and we could just move on from here.
In this recording of her live stream with another Jamaican, it's now revealed that the hotel that they stayed at was a 2-star hotel, which is equivalent to staying at a motel. So they went to Jamaica, stayed at a 2-star hotel, had bad food as is custom to such hotels, and came out to say that the food in Jamaica is disgusting. And when the guest tried to give her an out to apologize properly, Netta didn't, insisting that her previous attempts at an apology were sufficient, saying that she didn't come to argue or nothing of such. When people came to find out the true details of the trip and where they stayed, even more people turned on Netta and Charles, suggesting that if they didn't have the money for a proper experience, they could have canceled, and if they decided to go on with it, they should have done so and accepted their experience as it was, as opposed to them blaming the Jamaican people for their not-so-great experience. When Netta decided to even apologize, she did so quite shabbily by plugging in the apology at the end of a promotional video of her seasoning, saying that she didn't mean it like that, and that they should have gone to actual restaurants before giving such verdict.
I want to give my deepest apology to the Jamaican communicate people, and I want to let them know that I apologize for saying that their food was bad. I didn't mean it like that their food was bad. What I meant was that the resort that we stayed on, food was not good at all. but I did not mean to you guys that y'all have bad food and y'all food is nasty. I did not mean that. So any of y'all that's watching, that's thinking about going to Jamaica, the food ain't nasty. Just don't go to the resort I went to. Just stay away from the resorts. Go to the restaurants and stuff like that. Don't eat their food. Because I guarantee you, I promise you, if our cars and stuff would have been working, we would have been at a restaurant in Jamaica.
The reaction of her audience after this apology was quite a mixed bag, as some sympathized with her, saying it's so easy to communicate negative thoughts, opinions, and hurtful words, adding that while she was entitled to her own opinion, she could have worded it better. Others pointed out to the fact that she also said the KFC was crap and that it wasn't in the resort, so she must be lying, and therefore they didn't accept the apology. By 2024, the couple's efforts to diversify their brand, most notably through Netta's rap song Growing and poorly attended meet and greets, were met with widespread derision, while their reliance on clickbait tactics, including reckless oversharing of personal details, further eroded their credibility. These endeavors, far from revitalizing their image, revealed a troubling willingness to prioritize fleeting attention over authenticity, raising serious ethical questions about the sustainability and integrity of their content creation. In early 2024, Netta released Growing, a rap song she promoted with fervent enthusiasm on live streams. The name of the song is Growing, she announced repeatedly, framing the track as a bold step toward mainstream success. However, the song, characterized by low-budget production and a delivery critics described as more yelling than rapping, failed to resonate. TikTok users were quick to critique its lack of polish, with one commenting, "This ain't growing, it's groaning," a sentiment echoed across X and Reddit. The track's poor reception, documented in online discussions, was compounded by Netta's unwavering insistence on its potential. "I'ma own it in the studio," she declared, a claim that struck viewers as delusional given the song's evident shortcomings. Equally misguided were the couple's attempts to organize meet and greets in cities like St. Louis, events that was intended to capitalize on their dwindling fan base. "Y'all come eat with Miss Netta and Charles," Netta urged on live streams, promoting gatherings that promised personal interaction with their supporters. Yet, these events drew minimal interest. Who's showing up to that? Was the question on everyone's lips, pointing to the sharp decline in their live stream viewership, which had plummeted from thousands to mere hundreds by 2024. The failure of these meet and greets was a stark indicator of their fading relevance, as fans who had once engaged eagerly now viewed the couple with skepticism or indifference. "They're begging for attention, but nobody's coming," a Reddit user observed, underscoring the futility of their efforts. Compounding these failed ventures was the couple's escalating reliance on clickbait tactics, most notably through the oversharing of personal and often trivial details. Netta frequently disclosed sensitive information, such as her pursuit of temporary veneers, alleged power outages, and even their home address, in a bid to sustain viewer engagement. "Why share your address with people who don't even like you?" a user questioned, reflecting the widespread concern about the recklessness of such disclosures. These tactics, often paired with sensationalized titles, suggested a deliberate strategy to exploit personal moments for views, a practice that mirrored the manipulative tendencies seen in their financial claims. The ethical implications of this oversharing are profound, as it not only compromised the couple's privacy, but also invited public scrutiny that further damaged their reputation. For instance, Netta's claim that a power outage was caused by a tree falling on a pole was met with incredulity, especially in light of her assertions of financial stability. This incident, coupled with other disclosures, led viewers to perceive their content as increasingly performative, designed to provoke reactions rather than foster genuine connection. "They're turning their life into a soap opera for clicks," a Reddit user remarked, echoing a sentiment that pervaded online discussions. The public's response to these tactics was overwhelmingly negative, as fans who had once valued the couple's relatability grew disillusioned with their apparent desperation. On TikTok, users criticized the oversharing as cringe and attention-seeking, with one noting, "Netta's out here airing her whole life, but it's not relatable anymore, it's just sad." The decline in their live stream engagement, from thousands of viewers in 2021 to a few hundred by 2024, served as a tangible measure of this disillusionment. As fans disengaged from a platform they no longer trusted, "I stopped watching because it feels like they're just milking drama," an ex-user wrote, reflecting a broader sentiment of fatigue. By pursuing ventures like growing and meet and greets without the resources or support to succeed, Netta and Charles misled fans about their capabilities, perpetuating a cycle of inflated expectations and inevitable disappointment. Their oversharing, meanwhile, exploited the trust of viewers who had invested emotionally in their story, turning personal vulnerabilities into public spectacles for profit. This behavior reflects broader issues in influencer culture, where the pressure to remain relevant often leads to ethical compromises that alienate audiences and undermine credibility. The failed ventures and clickbait tactics that marked Miss Netta and Charles' declining relevance were not only a reflection of their misguided content strategies, but also a window into the increasingly strained dynamics of their personal and professional relationship. As their platform unraveled under the weight of financial deceptions, public scandals, and cultural betrayals, questions about the authenticity and stability of their relationship became a focal point of public scrutiny, marked by rumored breakups, public arguments, and speculation about Charles' role in Netta's controversial decisions. Their dynamic raises profound ethical concerns about the toll of their pursuit of fame on their personal lives and the manipulation of their audience's perceptions through a curated narrative of unity. At the heart of their public persona was the portrayal of a cohesive partnership, with Netta as the outspoken leader and Charles as her supportive counterpart. These skits, which launched their fame in 2020, relied on a playful domestic dynamic that suggested a strong unified bond. "Charles is my husband," Netta frequently declared on live streams, reinforcing an image of marital stability that resonated with fans who viewed them as a relatable couple. However, as controversies mounted, cracks in this facade began to emerge, prompting fans to question whether their relationship was as harmonious as presented or a carefully staged performance designed to sustain their brand. "They act like a team, but something feels off," a Reddit user noted in 2023, reflecting a growing skepticism that permeated online discussions. One of the most significant sources of speculation was the series of rumored breakups that surfaced in 2022 and 2023. According to posts online, fans observed periods of reduced joint content, with Netta appearing alone on live streams or Charles absent from promotional efforts like the growing music release. "Where's Charles? They haven't been together in weeks," another user commented during one such period, fueling rumors of a split. While the couple never publicly confirmed a separation, Netta's vague references to personal struggles on live streams did little to quell speculation. These rumors were further amplified by public arguments captured on live streams, where Netta's defensive outbursts contrasted with Charles' passive demeanor, suggesting underlying tensions. "She's yelling and he's just sitting there," a Reddit user observed, pointing to a dynamic that appeared imbalanced. Charles' role in the couple's controversies has been a particular point of contention, with fans and critics questioning whether he's complicit enabler or a reluctant participant in Netta's decisions. His admission during a 2023 livestream that their savings amounted to just $1,500, contradicting Netta's claims of making $40,000 a month, was a pivotal moment that exposed their financial deceptions. While some viewed this as an honest slip, others interpreted it as a deliberate undermining of Netta's narrative. "Charles is shady, letting her crash and burn for views," a Reddit user speculated, suggesting he was capitalizing on her missteps to distance himself from the fallout. His silence during Netta's inflammatory remarks about white women, which alienated their black audience, further fueled perceptions of detachment. "He didn't say a word when she was disrespecting black women," an ex-user noted, questioning his commitment to the cultural values their brand had once represented. The ethical implications of their relationship dynamics are significant, particularly in the context of their public platform. By presenting a unified front while concealing apparent tensions, Netta and Charles manipulated their audience's perceptions, leveraging the image of a stable partnership to maintain engagement. This performative unity, especially in the face of rumored breakups, suggests a willingness to exploit personal vulnerabilities for content, a tactic that mirrors their broader clickbait strategies. "They're selling a fake love story while their relationship falls apart," a Reddit user remarked, highlighting the deceptive nature of their narrative. The emotional toll on their audience, many of whom invested in the couple as a symbol of resilience, was considerable. "I rooted for their marriage, but now I don't know what's real," an ex-user wrote, reflecting the disillusionment caused by their inconsistent portrayal. There are even unfounded rumors about their marriage. If they are legitimately married, or if it's all a facade. Speculation about Charles' motives also raised questions about power dynamics within the relationship. Some fans theorized that he is using Netta's controversies to position himself for a solo career, a notion supported by occasional livestream comments where he emphasizes stability, not riches, distancing himself from her grandiose claims.
Mr. Rich, I'm playing Mr. Stable. I got stability, so I'm good. Stability. Exactly, stability on my side, so I'm good.
Alleging that he's setting himself up to jump ship, pointing to his reserved demeanor as evidence of calculated detachment. On the other hand, others argue that Charles is a passive participant, overshadowed by Netta's dominant personality and unable to steer their content in a more authentic direction. He's just along for the ride and it's ruining them both, an ex-user commented, underscoring the complexity of their partnership. These conflicting interpretations, fueled by the transcripts and online discussions, highlight the opacity of their relationship, which has become a lightning rod for fan speculation. The public's response to these dynamics has been one of growing skepticism, as fans who once celebrated the couple's chemistry now view their interactions with suspicion. On our TikTok gossip, users have analyzed livestream clips for signs of discord, with one noting their arguments feel too real to be staged, but they keep pretending everything's fine. The decline in their livestream viewership, from thousands in 2021 to a few hundred by 2024, reflects this erosion of trust, as audiences disengage from a narrative they no longer believe.